And welcome back to the second part of this tutorial. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add 1 or 2 lines of code so that all the data that I have on my spreadsheet will be displayed on the list box. And I would also like to be able to count the rows, print, and so on. So let's exit out and just show you guys the data that I'm talking about. You see this very data? I want it all to appear on the list box. So minimize that, double click on the form. Now I'm going to use form load. On the other hand, we call it in Excel, we call it form initialize. So let's double click on the form. That is the form. You see, use that form underscore click, but in this case I will actually prefer the form initialize. Once the form initialize, this is what I want it to do. But first of all, I'm going to declare a variable. So we start by saying beam, let's say WS, that will represent my worksheets as worksheets. And next I'm going to then say this let's say sets WS equals worksheet, and this worksheet is going to be sheet number 1. And this is first of all, let me just finish this anyway. I'll show it to you guys. Worksheet, but in this case the sheet is sheet 1. Close that. And right here, if I click on the sheet, that is it. I suppose you guys can see it. I only have sheet 1, there's no sheet 2. But if it's 2, you just say it's sheet 2, and that's that, done. So that is sheet number 1. That should be in quotes. Next, you see my list box. The list box is called LST display. So I want it to display the following. So what I want you to display is going to be whatever content I have in there. So I'm going to use one of these column counts. This very one here, I'm going to use that. So let's double click on that and come right down here. And there we go for LST display dot column count. And that is going to be equals 11. Now LST display dot row source, and that is going to be my sheet number 1 here. So we say equals sheet 1. Okay, and this sheet 1, I want you to start from A1 up to J 65,500 plus, or 65,300 plus. So let's say that will be A1 column J 65,000 plus. Okay, now the next thing that I want to do is I also want the radio buttons. I would like them to actually display, but before then, let me run it. I want to be sure that I can get every single data that I have in here. This very one. Okay, so I have 19 in total. So minimize that. So I'm going to run it first. Just click on, there we go, look at that. Okay, so I might as well just take care of this counter. I want to see how this counter is gonna work. Okay, then I will also take care of these ones. Alright, so let's come down here. Might as well just take care of this. Let's say member type, we call that member type dot list, and that is going to be equals array, and this array will start from 0. That will be nothing. The first one is going to be annual. That will be for the annual. Let's close that. See, if I run it, what will happen is that will display annual member type and so on. Okay, we can There we go. So let's come back now here and just add the rest. I'll then add quarter, okay, monthly and weekly. So let's run that and see now. There we go. So let's do the same thing for the proof of ID. Okay, with the proof of ID, so let's say the proof of ID, come down here. This is CMB proof dot list. That should be just one. Let's copy that. List that is going to be the first one is going to be a driving license. Then we have pilot license and so on. So with the proof of ID, you have the following: driving license, pilot license, full license, student ID, bank statements, council tax, and passport. Next is going to be CMD member fees. So what the member pay monthly depends on if you are quarter, annual, or weekly. So let's come in here and just enter that comma, and the next is going to be, let's say, about £125. That is for yearly or annual. Then we have for quarter, that will be about £31 plus comma. Then the rest is just going to be, let's say, about £4 plus. Okay, that will do. Close that. Well, let's see. What did I do wrong there? I have one here. Okay, I'm missing my pound sign here. There we go. Set me to enter my array in there. There we go. That should do it now. Okay, let's run that. So select member fees. Okay, then proof of ID. Alright, that is taken care of. Now let's do one thing. So right underneath here, now let's up here, I'm going to create a variable that I'll refer to as a global variable, and that is going to be known as let's say we just call that by saying option explicit, option explicit, and it's a dim update rows as long. There we go. And this update rules, I'm going to use it inside form initialize. Let's come down here. So the total number of my rows is 10. So I'm going to say update rows. That will be 10. Okay, the first that I want it to update is going to be txt reference dot text. That is going to be equals worksheet dot cells. That will be update row comma 1 dot value. Alright, that's the first one taken care of. So the next one is going to be the name and so on. And there we go. So at form initialize, all of these will be updated. Okay, let's run it and see. Run. Okay, you see that? Now, but if you don't want this, you can always reset. So we take care of the reset. But first of all, I want to be able to count the rows. So let's come in here and double click on this row counter. Double click on that. So with the row counter, I'm going to declare the following. Let's say beam last row as none. I will just need to say last row equals, so last row, let's copy that, and that is going to be equal cell row rows dot count. Then we offset it with one, close that, and just say dots to the end. That will be x1 of the dot rows. There we go. All right. Then maybe we should use a message box to display whatever it is. Let's say MSG box, and that is going to be last row and right there last row, last used row is column 1. So let's run that and see. So have a good look at it. There we go. If I click on this, that should count how many rows we have. We have 19. Look at that. Okay, 19 in total. All right. Now that the rows is taken care of, let's take care of the print. That is easy as well. Come right down here, double click on print, and right there I'm just gonna say application dot dialog, and that is gonna be X dialog printer, X dialog printer setup. Let's look for that. We ask it to show up, so we just dot show. Then let's see, to print it, the whole workbook. So this workbook dot is going to be sheet. Then and that sheet is sheet number one, the one there. Okay, close that. Then we just say dot printer, or that's going to be copy. It's going to be one. Yeah, copies. That will be one equals one. There we go. So printer is also taken care of. Right. If I run it and click on the printer, there we go. Look at the dialog pops up. All right. So let's close that. All right. Let's take care of these, the exit. So come right down here. Double click on the exit button. And right there, I'm just going to use an if statement. If message box. Yeah, that's correct. If message box, if that display confirm, if you want to exit, if that is what is displayed, confirm if you want to exit. In that case, I want this following question to display. So that will be VB question there. Now we say plus VB yes no. That will be VB yes no. Okay. And next, I'm going to enter the title. I can just say Excel search system. So let's put this in quotes. Yeah. Now let's correct this. Excel search system close up. That to be equals if it's VB, yes. I just want the system to close up. Then underneath here we say unload me and end if. There we go. That is my exit taken care of. So I'm going to run it and just try exit out. Look at that, guys. Yeah, there we go. That's fine. The exit works. Okay, guys, with that, I'm going to call it the end of this second part of this tutorial, and I will see you guys shortly.